Yeah, we do. We always have a short list of, there's a couple guys that are on that list that if we need to get to that situation, we'd be able to call them and bring them in. And at post practice every, Wednesday as well, we have guys that if an injury were to occur in a game, we have long snappers that, practice both punt and field goal for us in emergency situations as well to always try to be prepared. It's one of the things the special teams coach got to prepare for everything, and like you said, we've been pretty fortunate. We have a couple guys who have done it in their career that are on our team. So if an injury like that occurred in the game, we feel pretty confident we have some guys who can go in there and do it.
Feel like something that would help the opponent too much? Are you allowed to say someone on your team who has that skill in their bag?
Yeah, sure. I mean, we have several guys that could do it. One of them wouldn't surprise you would be Taysom Hill. Is excellent at him. No kidding, right? He's not the backup snapper, and he's the backup holder, and he could be the backup punter and the backup kicker. He could do it all. But then Cedric Wilson, Nephi Sewell, Ridgeway, Mo. We have a bunch of guys that have done it and work at it with us. And so once a week we get those guys a couple snaps, and so it's always good practice. Moliki. I don't want to butcher his name. I call him Mo. It's better than 80, I guess, right? Listen, I thought he did a good job. I thought he went out there and he executed the game plan that we wanted. He punted the ball, which we talked about directionally and keeping it, outside the numbers. And so I kind of knew all along that he had that in him. That's why he's here. I'm proud of him. But that was only one. Now, it's as this league tells you, what have you done for me lately? So that week's over. We've already moved on, and now he's got to go do it again for us.
Same thing with Bayless and Sanker in homecoming spots. What would you say out of them?
I thought they both did a good job. I think, Sanker's going to come back and tell you that, he wishes he made that tackle on the one return, and I wish he did too. And next time he will make it, but he did a great job. He beat a double team, and got near the ball. And then there were a couple other guys on that play that missed tackles that, we talked about in the meeting, and they would be the first ones to come up here and tell you they should have made the play. So good job by their returner.
Blake was talking about and missed field goals and the operation was rushed a little bit, just as the questionable PI call and everything. Would you be okay in that situation if the kicker's just like, just need to take like the play?
Yeah, we talked about that. There's a couple things to that. One, Blake will also be the first person to tell you that he should make the kick, whether the operation is not, and I agree that he should. Second, I can do a better job and help him. I'm there wondering if it's PI or not, and I need to do a better job of getting him out on the field faster. So I told him and the team, that was my fault. I got to do a better job. But yes, I would be okay in that situation right there. It goes from a 38 to a 43-yarder, and, to me, they're the same kick for him.
What did you, with Isaiah Stalbird, what is it that makes him such like a special teams standout?
Yeah, I think that his physical traits, he's very explosive, he's very fast, he's stronger than you think. And those are the things that we saw coming out of college, why we had really liked him coming out as an undrafted free agent. And then when he got here, all he did was show up in practice and make plays. And, I also think that there's the care factor and how important it is to him, and he understands his role. And I think that, that's one of the things that we talk about. Kellen had a meeting with the team, and we define roles for each guy. And we do that on special teams as well. You have a defined role. And I know on special teams there's guys that would rather, I don't know if rather is the right word, but there's guys that they want to be the starting linebacker, and I tell them right now you're not. So, but here's what your role is, and you need to go be the best that you can be at it. You don't always have to like your role. You may want it to change. Great, I want it to change for you too. But you need to embrace your role. And that goes for everyone. I mean, that goes for the O-linemen that are on field goal protection. If you're the left guard on field goal protection, you need to be the best left guard there is in the NFL. Embrace your role and go do it. And I think that we have a group of men in our locker room that buy into that. And I think that's why, we have a chance to be very successful special teams-wise, is guys embrace their role and they enjoy going to do it for each other.
JT Gray was obviously the standard here for so long. Do you see Isaiah as potentially having that long-term type of impact and he grow into that? Or what do you see as kind of the ceiling for him? Or?
Yeah, listen, I don't know if it's fair to compare anyone to JT. I don't know if that's fair to do. I mean, you're talking about someone who's all pro 3 times in the 6 years we were here. But I do think Isaiah has the potential to be an all-pro special teams player. I do. And I'm excited about him, and I'm excited to continue to see his development. And so I think he's going to be a really good player in this league for a long time.
Who's the history, though,
that come up in conversation at all in terms of the focus on special teams and the opportunity for players to kind of be elevated into that kind of space?
Yeah, there's some of it that goes unsaid, so I don't know that it's talked about with the players as much. You know, those guys understand, like we talked about, what the role is, but it is talked about organizationally. I do think that even before I got here, our front office had always done a really good job of identifying players, whether it be through the draft or through the undrafted free agents that we have a vision for, that we think can help our team and go be good special teams players. And, you know, that's one of the things when coming out of college for guys that it's a learning experience for them. They don't fully understand that if I'm not going to go be the starting linebacker, then I need to be able to be a guy that's going to go play on 4 special teams or minimum of 3 special teams if I want to get a helmet on game day and go play. And the faster those guys can figure that out, and the faster they figure out I'm going to go make plays on special teams, well, now they're getting more reps on offense or defense, and then that leads to, you know, the second contracts and that sort of deal.
Have you seen teams kind of gravitate more toward the running backs in the kickoff returns? Obviously, y'all have Kendra and Bayless back there, and if so, why?
I'm every Thursday I normally go through and I watch all the plays throughout the entire league. So I haven't gotten there yet to see who lined up at returner for all the teams. So I don't know if that's an accurate statement or not. I haven't watched them all to see that yet. But I do think that the kickoff return right now, the way it is if you have a dynamic returner, right, whatever position he is, you're going to have him there. But I kind of see it more of an offensive play right now. I kind of see it like we talked to our guys about. It's kind of like a running play that's inside zone. And you know, with that short space that you have between the blocker and the cover player and the spacing that the running back gets the ball, it's kind of like him seeing inside zone and where does the hole open up at and that sort of deals. That makes sense that guys would want to do that, but I'll go get a chance today to watch throughout all of them.
Obviously, he's not the only one who makes this sort of play happen, but what is it about Brazil? He had the block on last week. Makes him.
Yeah, listen, I mean, he's a freak athletically, right? For someone that big and that athletic to be able to do that, and you know, like you said, his teammates help him accomplish that, and I think it's a weapon for us. And you know, he's had success with being able to get that done now and shows up. And you know, you can go back to even when we first got here. You know, we had tried it and we had gotten guys over, we just didn't block it. You know, but it's kind of something that is a game plan thing, and we have other guys on our team who have done it, you know, currently, or guys who have moved on as well. You know, like Carl Granderson's a guy that can do something very similar. So next time we run it, maybe it'll be somebody different when they're putting all their attention on Brian.
Is that the type of play that you kind of have to, like, if they're expecting it, will it work? Like, it feels like it's a play where you either catch them off guard, or it seems like it'd be pretty easy to just put your hand up and contact the guy if they knew it was coming.
Yeah, if they knew it was coming, I agree with that statement. And I think when there's other teams that don't have Brian that are able to do that, so they may sub in a linebacker or a DB or somebody that's lighter, more athletic, and that's it's like the alarms are going off for the offensive lineman. They see a little guy in there and they know what's about to come.
If you do have to go without Zach, do you factor in a rookie holder and his comfort level with the guys on Wednesday versus somebody on the short list you have to bring in?
No, I don't. I don't. I think Kai is an excellent holder, whether he's a rookie or not. I mean, he's been holding his whole life. So ultimately, you know, as I told those guys, whoever snaps, the holder get the ball down, the kicker put it through the uprights. And I have full confidence that both of them will get their job done.
Did you get to watch the end of the Bears-Vikings game?
I saw it the next day.
Is the strategy there, or with the strategy, long as you just kick it out of bounds and don't worry about it? So, you know, same time.
Yeah, listen, I think that is a strategy where you can say, I'm just going to kick it short of the landing zone, you know? So that a lot of this is new with the new kickoff, and situations come up, and so now everybody will be tuned into that. But yes, you could kick it out of bounds. If you kick it out of the end zone, you gain 5 more yards. They're only starting on the 35 instead of the 40. But if you don't, essentially you're ending the game because you allowed them to run 40 more seconds off the clock there. So it's the risk reward of, hey, do I know we can kick it out of the back of the end zone, or would I rather kick it short or kick it out of bounds, and I know I'm going to give them the ball on the 40, but I have a better chance getting the ball back maybe with a minute than whatever was left there, 10 seconds or so.
If the ball's kicked short of the landing zone, can the receiving team still field it, or is it just?
The way it is ruled right now is if the ball's short of the landing zone, they're going to blow it dead. They don't want unnecessary hits and that sort of deal. If it's in that gray area of like right near the 20-yard line, then they're supposed to let it play out, and then they can go to instant replay and can figure out if it made the landing zone or not. All good? Thank you, guys.